the Comma in Sports Network.
Who that nation? How you doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Sit back. Relax. Put your feet up. Grab a drink. And let's talk Saint football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. Let's go. Family, family, family. The doors are now open. So you already know. Come on in. What's going on, family, on this Sunday, this Labor Day weekend, baby? Hope you are having a great Labor Day weekend. Hope everything is going well for you and your loved ones, your co-workers, your friends, and just everybody, man. It's a beautiful day outside, sun shining, just one of them days, man. Listen, this is the last, I repeat, this is the final Sunday until February of 2025 that we will be without NFL football. That's right. Next Sunday, tomorrow, Monday, game week is officially here. The New Orleans Saints will be facing the Carolina Panthers. But before that happens, the league will kick off this Thursday night with the two-time defending world champion Kansas City Chiefs receiving their hardware, those Super Bowl rings, baby, in a rematch against AFC North winner and AFC Conference Championship game participant, the Baltimore Ravens, who, by the way, added King Henry in the backfield to go with Lamar Jackson in just a matter of days. Instead of guessing and thinking how it looked, how that combination would look, we would get an opportunity to see it for ourselves this Thursday night. And then Friday night, that's right, there's actually NFL football on a Friday night, as it will be the Packers taking on the Packers and the Eagles, family? Let me look at this schedule. I believe it's the Packers Thursday night. Yes, the Packers will be hosting the Eagles on Friday night. On Friday night. So listen, the NFL is here. It's hot and heavy. Listen, this is a Q&A. I'm here, family, up until the LSU USC kickoff. The link is in the chat for anybody who would like to come in. And hey, I want your honest opinion, family, about your team. And our family not only consists of Who That Nation when it comes to the kickback, but the entire NFL. So whoever it is that you cheer for, whoever it is whose colors you wear proudly, I want to know your honest assessment of your team as we head into week 1 of the 2024-2025 NFL season. There are 13 of you here. I want to thank you for spending some of your Sunday afternoon with me. I appreciate you as always. All right, let's see. We got Uncle Jerry's in the building. Jerry, how you doing? Come on in. That's right, Jerry. 1 week away, baby. The law firm is in the building, baby. Annie Marie Elizabeth Roosevelt, how you doing? Come on in. Good evening to you. Let's get it, family. Who else is in the building? All right, that's it for right now with the comments. But listen, there are 14 of you watching. If you can please hit that like button. And everybody watching on X, I throw that X up for you, baby. Please subscribe to the channel and get more good content like this. All right, we're going to keep it going for your family. Samuel, how you doing? Come on in. Hi, what's up, Dolph? What's up, bro? Good tonight. Now, I'm glad you're doing good, man. I'm glad you're doing good, my brother. All right, family. So let's get to it. Simply put, this Sunday, we get our first look at the revamped New Orleans Saints offense. This game, this is not a practice. This is not a scrimmage. This is not a preseason game. This is a true contest. The W and the L will count. We know that the Saints did get it was pulled that Marshawn Lattimore has been back. Of course, Jawan Jones has come back, Paulson Adebo. So the Saints should be full strength when it comes to their secondary this coming Sunday against the Carolina Panthers. As we embark on this 2024 season, family, just like I stated the other day, this is a pivotal moment and season for the New Orleans Saints franchise. We're 3-4 years removed from the Drew Brees, Sean Payton era. It is now time for this team to turn over a new philosophy and go a new way, which they have. Clint Kubiak comes in, well respected around this league. Clint Kubiak's coming in, and he's looked upon as being a savior of one of the, at one time, most explosive offenses in the National Football League. Can the Saints get back to that? Well, for that to happen, Clint Kubiak will have to be a far superior and better play caller and manager of his troops than his predecessor was. But also, Derek Carr needs to have the best season of his career, which is his 11th season. Say what you want about Derek Carr. He is a seasoned veteran. He's had his ups and downs. He's had success in the National Football League. Last year, his first season in New Orleans was rocky as hell. The man got beat up. He didn't handle things well. He was showing up teammates on the field. But from everything I've seen this offseason, he's learned from that. He's making strides to correct that. What's good about this offseason for the Saints is that everyone on the offense had to learn a new offense this season. So no one can come in relaxed. No one can come in half-stepping, playing half-ass because they felt like, hey, they know the system. No, you don't know this system. So as we look at this season once again, Clint Kubiak, Derek Carr must be one mind, must be on the same frequency week in and week out. Because if your offensive coordinator is in sync with his starting quarterback, and he feels and he gains the trust of his quarterback, and thus the quarterback gains his offensive coordinator's trust, that means good things can happen for the New Orleans Saints offense. Now, when you look at Derek Carr's numbers last year, 26 touchdowns, 8 intercepts, not bad from the outside. But if you were watching week in and week out, we knew some of the things that we saw that he was doing. Sometimes he would just stare down one side of the field. That's how he looked to us. There were other times where he would just hold the ball too long. Was that his fault? He was holding the ball too long all the time? No, because guess what? A lot of times he was holding that ball because no one was getting open. A lot of times he couldn't go through his progressions because he was getting the crap beat out of him because that offensive line in front of him was playing poorish, horrible. Now, toward the end of the season, the last 5 games of the season, Derek Carr is one of the top-ranked quarterbacks in the National Football League. Can he carry that momentum over until this season, starting Sunday? Because make no mistake, in week 1, I'm calling it. I'm calling it a must-win. It's only one game of 17, though. Why would you call it a must-win? Because the Carolina Panthers, with all due respect, at this moment, going into the season, next Sunday, they are not the caliber of teams that will follow Dallas, Philadelphia, the defending NFC South champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the world champion Kansas City Chiefs, just to mention a few. So the New Orleans Saints will want to get off to a 1-0 start. The game is at home. And it is time for Who That Nation. Listen, I'm not saying put it out your mind, but it's a new season. Derek Carr is our quarterback. I know a lot of you are like, I know Dolph ain't about to say what I think he's about to say. I'm about to say it. Derek Carr is our quarterback. We should be praying and hoping for him to be successful starting this Sunday. But there are those of you who are out there who have malice in your heart about this young man. You're taking it a little bit too far. Some of you did last year. Talking about the man's family, going to their social media, just some of us are just, some people in this world are just ignorant and sick. As a fan of the New Orleans Saints, I don't care who's on the center. I want that quarterback on that day to be successful, to have a great game. It's just that simple. Listen, we all know what's behind them. It's speculation all around the league. I've been listening to numerous podcasts of national affiliates. They all feel like a lot of us do, that if trouble comes, that snake, Jake. No, not Jake the snake, but that rattler might get inserted. You heard Mina Khan say that. Was it Mina Khan's? Who was it? Just the other day, it slips my mind. Put in the chat if you remember, fam. Talking to Chase Daniel about texting with someone close to the Saints inside that locker room and saying the confidence that they have in Spencer Rattler. But I don't want to see Spencer Rattler this year or Jake Hayner unless they are taking a knee or coming in for mop-up duty with the Saints up 3 touchdowns late in the full quarter. Because if we got to see him at any other time, starting for a significant amount of time, that means either Derek Carr has played that badly or he's been hurt and he's been lost for a significant amount of time. And that's something we don't need and we don't want. Like it or not, Derek Carr right now is our best opportunity to win football games. It's just that simple. So, unlike many, I won't be sitting there wishing for my starting quarterback to go out this week and look horrible and throw 3, 4, 2 interceptions or something like that. Instead, I'll be looking for him to be in command of this offense. I'll be looking for him to be out there showing leadership, being confident in his reads, going through his reads, throwing accurate passes, throwing the ball away when necessary. And if necessary, take a sack. Sacks aren't that bad. A sack is better than the fumble, and a sack is better than an intercept. But when you just a hater, you go find anything to hate on. Oh, he got sacked. He should have threw the ball away. How much time did he have? When he was looking downfield, was there anyone open at that moment? We just see the close up. What they show you on TV. We don't see the whole field. It's not like playing Madden. When you got the Madden view, which I kind of hope the NFL goes to. I don't know why no networks going to that. But we can truly see who's open, who's not getting open, who's not creating separation. Then we can truly see why that was an awful pass, how he overthrew that man, how he underthrew that man, why he didn't throw the ball right there, who missed that block and let the defender get back there that fast to disrupt the rhythm of that play. So Derek Carr, Clint Kubiak, yes, must be joined at the hip, must become one. And then there's the X factors. Taysom Hill. I'm so ready, like many of you, to see Taysom Hill use more in this offense. I was looking for a more fancier word to say. I'm looking forward to seeing Taysom Hill use a lot more than he has been with the previous regime, and that included with their coach in Denver. Just in the preseason, just got a glimpse of him playing fullback, tailback, motioning out the backfield into a slot receiver, a tight end. And you still got that quarterback power. Taysom Hill could be the breakout player of the year. How about that? And then there's the afterthought. Not the afterthought, the man that everybody that seems to me, has forgotten how dynamic he is, how special he is, how he's a game changer, how he's a player you must account for if you're the opposing team week in and week out. And that's Alvin Kamara. A healthy Alvin Kamara, healthy Taysom Hill, a healthy Derek Carr. Then we go to the young skill position. Chris Olave is now that man. He is that alpha, that dog. It is now up to Chris Olave, the CO. That's what your boy Dolph called him, the CO, to live up to that. Because he hasn't disappointed in his first 2 seasons in the National Football League. And the thing is, there is still a lot of room for growth on his part. And then his counterpart, unlike him, was not a first-round selection. Was not invited to the NFL scouting combine. But the Saints saw what they had him in training camp and they stashed him. We saw when they unleashed him against Cincinnati, we were like, oh, that's why. This kid is special. He's an all-pro return man, Pro Bowler for the New Orleans Saints, Rashid Shaheed. When you go back last season, year before, we see Shaheed taking the top off of defense making some great catches downfield. But Rashid Shaheed is more than just a downfield wide receiver. Rashid Shaheed is a well-rounded wide receiver who can run multiple routes and actually has good hands. Looking for the growth and maturation of him. Cedric Wilson, we're going to need Cedric Wilson to be that steady, consistent veteran that Derek Carr and this offense can count on as a slot receiver, a big slot receiver. Then after that, it's all about consistency. All the tools are there. We saw it last season for A.T. Perry. We saw it in this preseason. But if one thing has come to be true in 2 seasons with A.T. Perry, 2 training camps, A.T. Perry is more of a lights on game day performer than a practice guy. He must become more consistent with his routes, his hands, his concentration. Because if he does, those 3 young men, A.T. Perry, Shaheed, Olave, that'll be a hell of a nucleus for New Orleans Saints. And of course, A.T. Perry also can take the top off the defense. Now, your 5th wide receiver, more of a special teamer. Well, it's the young man that Mason Tipton. Mason Tipton reminds me of who? What does the Mason Tipton saga remind you of? Rashid Shaheed. Remember, Shaheed got hurt right before preseason. We ain't see him all preseason. Mason Tipton gets hurt before preseason, misses all the preseason games, and makes the 53-man roster. Because was he that spectacular? The times he practiced before he got hurt? Evidently, he's another young man who can take the top off the defense. But all of that does not work. None of that works unless the five, that's what I'm calling them, the 5 up front get their act together and become a above average to good offensive line. Because right now, they are average to below average. The Saints will go offensively as far as Tylisi Fuaga, Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz, Trevor Penning, and I purposely skipped over left guard. It'd be Louis Patrick. Would it be Nick Saldiveri? Would it be Landon Young? Right tackle, Trevor Penning. The whipping child for Who Dat Nation. Oh, we whooped them all training camp. Because Chase Young was dogging him at training camp. Oh, he's trash. He's nothing. First preseason game. Man, look at your Penny, man. On his butt. Man, that's ridiculous. First round, he can't do nothing. Wasted draft choice. Cut him. He's a bum. Get him out of here. Trade him. You want to trade him to a team thinking you go get something for Penny. But the same ones of you who were critical as hell about him refuse to give him credit when this player improved the final 2 weeks of the preseason. Now, he had good moments at training camp too, but when you seeking nothing but negativity, you kind of hold on to everything bad, everything negative. I see you, Mike. Stay there, Mom. I'm gonna get you, Hurricane Mike. You kind of hold on to all of that. Now let's flip to the other side of the ball. The Saints this week traded for a future WWE NXT superstar and John Ridgeway the third, who's become known, who's known to, suplex a running back or two in his time so far in the National Football League. Colin Saunders, of course, will not be starting the season because he's injured right now. Brian Bresee. I am not, and I said it before, I'm going to say it again right now. I am not expecting a Southmo slump. I am expecting a Southmo leap, jump, broad jump, high hurdle, high jump, whatever you want to call it, from Brian Bresee. More refined with his technique, more comfortable in knowing the defense. And quite frankly, has one of the most nastiest spin moves I've seen in the NFL. He got 4.5 sacks last year, and he really was a puppy, not really knowing what he was doing. Steady veteran Nathan Shepard also had 4.5 sacks last year. Did you know that? Nathan Shepard, Brian Bresee combined for 9 sacks last season. You bring in rookie Christian Boyd, who shows a lot of promise. Again, they traded for John Ridgeway, who's a superb run defender, which the Saints lack in, stopping the run the last 3 years or more, ranking in the bottom 20 to mid-20s against stopping the run, which has cost them games. So it would be pivotal for the New Orleans Saints to get back to being one of the top run defenders in the National Football League. Now let's talk about getting after the passer. The Saints went out and they took a leap of faith on Chase Young. Chase Young came, signed his contract. We were all happy. Then reports come about him needing surgery right after the joyous news about him becoming a member of New Orleans Saints. The Saints felt comfortable about signing him. How has he rewarded them so far in the offseason, heading into this regular season? He's rewarded them very well by being dominant in training camp, making his presence felt, his fruit snaps in the preseason, along with incumbent New Orleans Saints sack leader from last season, Carl Granderson, who's just getting better. Carl Granderson, Chase Young, a healthier, more rested Cam Jordan, who now on certain packages, on certain passing downs, will be at defensive tackle rushing with Brian Bresee and Chase Young and Carl Granderson. Cam only had 2 sacks last year. He missed a lot of sacks. He was back there, just wasn't making the play. Dropped a little weight. Had surgery. Has gotten healthy. Now let's see if Cam can remind all of us just why he is the franchise's career leader in sacks and the future Hall of Famer. And then there's the linebacking core. Last year, there was no doubt about it. That was looked at as one of the weakest units on the New Orleans Saints. Not because of the starters, Demario Davis and Pete Werner, but because of the depth, those that backed them up. You had a young Anthony Orji, DeMarco Jackson, and others who just didn't move the needle. This offseason, the Saints swung and bought in. They swung a hell of a deal. I don't know if they used a full iron or a putter, but they swung a hell of a deal and got former Super Bowl winner, champion, Willie Gay from the Kansas City Chiefs, and boy, Willie Gay in here. That immediately gave you 3 quality starting linebackers. Then this preseason, Demario Davis is injured. The Saints, of course, erring on the error caution, decided to sit Double D. And does that help us see and the team see the machination, the growth of one Anthony Orji? And it was undeniable watching him play. That athleticism, getting sideline to sideline, dissecting plays, getting sideline to sideline. DeMarco Jackson had his moments. Well, he was good, and you were like, that's what we've been looking for. And he's also a key member on the special teams, as well as Anthony Orji. The Saints then keep Khaliki Husson, who they got signed from the Kansas City Chiefs. They put him on the practice squad. And don't forget, last year's breakout player who was having a breakout season, was getting more playing time. Nephi Sue is still on the men. So, and there's young Jalen Ford, the young linebacker from Texas, who the Saints bought back. So the New Orleans Saints linebacker room went from being one of the weakest units on the team to one of the most complete and talented units on the defense. But the most talented unit on this defense, no doubt about it, is the secondary. Let's start with the honey badger, Mr. Tyrann Mathieu. Despite what some may think of him or say around the league, they will only hope to have a resume like him. They will only hope to have achieved the things like him. Some people are still bitter. Girl broke up with you 3 years ago. You still running around holding animosity. But that's another story for another day. Marshawn Lattimore, Alontae Taylor, who has had a solid offseason and is dived head first into being a top slot corner in the National Football League. That's the problem for other teams. Paulson Adebo continues to grow. This is a contract year for him, a big year for him. The Saints select Kool-Aid McKinstry in the second round, showing great promise. But my favorite, last name just happened to be Peyton, but his first name is Rico Peyton. Saints couldn't even afford to put that kid out on waivers. I guarantee you they knew it, because they wouldn't have got him back. That kid, did he not impress you this preseason? Did not Rico Peyton impress you when you watched him out there? I know there's some of you sitting right now. What, Dolph? That was against third stringers and people who not on the team right now. Well, that's what he was. That's what he was looked upon as being. And he went out there and he shut him down. You play against whoever's on the field on the opposite side. And he played absolutely well. Saints secondary is deep. Now we got to make our mind up about who's going to be the safety opposite Tyrann Mathieu. Is it going to be Jordan Howden? Is it going to be Will Harris? They did bring Jonathan Abram back to the practice squad. Will he get elevated on game day? Will they in that have Jordan Howden active for game one? Who knows, family? So a lot of things are positive, despite how it looks nationally, despite how it looks when we can sit here and we can nitpick, we can pick all the bad things all about the Saints, everything. It would say that the Saints were an old team. Do you see all the youth that the Saints have on their team now? And I'm gonna go back to offense right quick. Jordan Mims. Jordan Mims earned this way on this football team. There are those out there saying, "Oh man, the Saints need to just get rid of Kendrick Miller." When Kendrick Miller's been on the field, he's impressed. This is just his second year. So let's see when he comes back. Then you got Mims, Kendrick Miller, Alvin, Jamal Williams, who I think is going to be used better this year in a role that fits his style better. And the wild card, Taysom Hill, Mr. Do Everything. All right, fam, I'm going to take some of your comments right now. Cap, how you doing? Cap saying, I can't wait to hear J Live call back and see why he changed his mind on Rattler, dope, bro. I am waiting. I'm with you on that, bro. I still don't, but that imposter, that alien that snatched up J Live's body and came on the other day, man. I definitely got to hear that, man. I got to hear that. Tedra, how you doing, my brother? Yeah, talking about Rico Payton. He got picked on and he handled his business, bro. He handled his business. The LSU game starts at 6:30 in a few minutes, man. Yes, Jerry Rico. Annie says, thank you, Dolph, for the excellent commentary tonight on the state of the New Orleans Saints. Thank you. I'm just giving you, how I see it, man. And you guys like you all see it, sometimes, man, we just got to take our heart out and just be honest, We got questions that need to be answered. And the biggest question that needs to be answered, and if it is answered correctly, it can be a good season for the New Orleans Saints. That's that offensive line. I've been speaking about it since the offseason, the draft, that offensive line. All right. Let's see. Trying to get some comments I missed. Cap says, Saints have 5 games versus bad quarterbacks on schedule. I ain't trying to hear any excuses. No injuries, no new playbook, no O-line, none of that stuff. Prove me wrong. I don't want no SOB stories. Cry me a river. All right. Let's see. Autism, how you doing? Come on in. Monster Love, how you doing, my brother? Come on in. I get hated on for saying we don't have a number 1 receiver. You got to prove it, bro. He the number 1 receiver on the Saints, but he actually has to go out there and prove that he is a number 1 receiver. I'm going to say that again. We all know Chris Olave is the number 1 receiver on the New Orleans Saints, but he has to go out there and prove to the National Football League, to his peers, that he is a number 1 receiver. You catch what I'm saying? You got that, fam? All right. Randy, how you doing? How you doing, my brother? Come on in. I love NBA. I love it all. Let's see. Let's see what else we got going. Oh, Randy, everybody looking for Live. When J Live say he's not on board with Rattler, I knew he's legit. Listen, bro. I don't even know what to say about it. Yeah, man. I'm gonna stay here tonight with y'all, fam. I'm gonna turn the game on and man, it's the kickback, man. We gonna kick back. We gonna go into the LSU game and everything, man. So just get your drink, sit back and relax, fam. Let's see. Anna Marie Elizabeth Rose Volowski, correct. New Orleans Saints had to refocus on making the offensive performance stronger. Had to, man. All right. Yeah, it's starting soon. Matter of fact, I need to get that stream going right quick. Listen, I'm about to bring Hurricane Mike in. Mike, how you doing?
Hello.
What's going on, my brother? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Getting ready for this LSU game, talking a little Saints football.
Yeah, man.
Our last weekend, Mike, without Saints football, baby.
Shoot. Man, look. Have you ever this is what I'm saying. Have you ever watched a movie and like it's going so well, but there's just this one cliffhanger, so then you're waiting for the next movie, and up until that movie you're like, what's gonna happen? Man, I gotta see. Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah.
This is what I feel like the Saints. Because like last season it was rocky, but then it ended so well. To the point where I've been waiting for months, saying, "Okay, how is Derek Carr going to play? How is Chase Young going to play? How is Cam Jordan going to play?" But but these next 18 weeks are going to determine most of that. So I view this upcoming season as like a part two, like a cliffhanger. Because like last year was just a complete cliffhanger. Like, what's going on? Like, is Dennis Allen, like, is he going to be able to actually make good decisions? Is Clint Kubiak going to be the answer? What's going on? Is Derek Carr going to actually, because, like, Derek Carr played solid enough last year, but it wasn't good enough. There's a difference from being solid to being good. Being solid is like, okay, you can maybe be in the playoff hunt and maybe get the 7th seed, but being good is like, okay, maybe not a division title, but you probably clinch the playoff berth by week 14. Okay, but the Saints, I think they were just solid enough last year where it's like, okay, they're fighting. They have heart at the end of the season, but where was that the entire last season? But now all of that is in the past. It's a new year. At the end of the day, there are 32 NFL teams, and only one of them can do what they want to do, and that's obviously win the Super Bowl. And I'm not saying that's going to be the Saints this year, but only one team can do it. It's going to be Chiefs for the last 2 years. Who's going to take? Is it going to be Chiefs again? Is Joe Burrow going to rise? Will the Saints somehow freaking call on Jesus to help them out? Like, what is going to happen, man? Like, man, I just want y'all to know, when that team kicks off Sunday at 12 p.m. Central Time on Fox, man, I'm going to have my heart in the game, man.
That's right, man. Hey, I'm rolling. I want Derek Carr to go out there and throw 3-4 touchdowns.
Man, look, I was playing Madden earlier, and I had Derek Carr throwing 6 touchdowns, and I'm like, if he does this, I'll be happy.
And a lot of people be happy he goes out and he does that. The game still be. I know that. Well, we got about a few minutes before the game comes on.
Yeah, I'm going live for the LSU games. I'm gonna be here for a couple minutes.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go live too. Nolans 504, how you doing? Come on in. All right. Well, I just saw a comment. So, man, what are you mostly looking forward to, man, for this game Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, man?
I'm looking for a couple things. So, one, how will the O-line play? Because, look, I mean, the Saints, like we said, the O-line was a mess last year. It was back and forth. Hurst is playing. Okay. No, we got Penning in. No, we got Pete. Okay, Andres Pete goes down. Okay, who's going to come? Like, I don't even know what was the point of last year. But people are saying, however, we already know about the O-line. I'm not going to sing the old bird tune or whatever the saying is. I want to talk about that, about the D-line, right? Because a lot of people are saying, well, the Saints got 3 new starters in that O-line. So do the Carolina Panthers. Okay?
Right.
So, if the Panthers D-line can eat on our 3 new starters, then I expect the same way. Especially since we have a better defense. And look, I think the Panthers are an underrated football team. But last year, obviously they were god-awful last year. But last year, people were like, well, the Panthers had a top 5 defense. Look, if you look at the defensive statistic, right, it was like passing yards. You know why they were in the top 5? Because ain't nobody was throwing the ball on the Panthers. Nobody was throwing the ball because if in total defense, the Panthers were like 28 to 29. Because like the Panthers just couldn't keep up with anybody to the point where teams are just running the ball by the second, third quarter. So I don't want to hear it saying, "Oh, but the Panthers, man, they had a top 5 defense last year, passing defense, and it would have been way lower if teams were passing the ball in the Panthers, especially when J.C. Horn went down." By the way, you know what I figured out this past weekend?
What's that?
J.C. Horn is the son of Joe Horn.
Yeah. And he got
Yeah.
Joe Horn Jr. in Colorado going for $1.98 this past week.
Yeah, man. So like, man, Joe Horn's family's finally doing something. But yeah, But what am I looking for? Obviously, Derek Carr. How will he play? He's got 7 months in not really a new city anymore because he had 7 other months. In the last offseason. But now he should be new to it, or shouldn't be new to him. He knows how we do. If you mess up.
Right.
I'm not saying I will. Well, I might actually. But some people will want to cut your head off if you don't play good. Trust me, I know. I've seen all the talk. But also one thing I want to see when we will cut Jamal Williams this season or trade him, one or the other. I can't wait to see that happen. I will probably throw a party if that ever happens. But that's neither here or there. Jamal Williams, please get off my team. I'm begging you. But yeah, I'm just trying to see the running game. Literally the entire team. I just want to see how this entire team plays. Like, especially Kool-Aid. Is he playing?
I don't know right now. I'm not sure. But word was he avoided any significant injury, so I haven't heard anything about him missing any time. So he could be up this Sunday, man.
All right. Well, if he plays, I want to see how he. Because look, people are underrating this DB course because like people are like, all right, man, Kool-Aid, yeah, he was, in my opinion, he was the best cornerback in all football. But people are like, oh yeah, Kool-Aid was the best against kids, brother in Christ. Do you not know that Kool-Aid McKinstry was going up against number 1 receivers in college? On the Saints, he might be going up against number 3 or number 4 receivers at best. Come on now. Because you got Marshawn and Adebo. Those are your number 1s and number 2s right there. Adebo could honestly be the number 1 corner on some teams. If he was, I'm not saying I want him to get traded, but if he was traded today to the Carolina Panthers, well, probably not the Panthers, because Horn's actually pretty good. Okay, let's say he was traded to the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Adebo's the number 1 corner on the Bengals right now, if he was traded today. So I want to hear how Kool-Aid might be a bust because he's going up against because he went up against kids in college. Brother, he is going like what people were saying about Rico Payton, how he was going up against third stringers. That's what people are going to start saying about Kool-Aid because he's not going to be going up against no number 1 receivers. If Lattimore and Adebo are both on the same field that Kool-Aid's on, Kool-Aid shouldn't even be near number 1 receivers. And you know what? Even if he was to go up against number 1 receivers, I still think he will dominate. But the fact that he's not even going up against the top tier, he's not lining up across Mike Evans, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. He's not doing that because he's like our number 3 corner. Maybe you can argue maybe Taylor should be above him. I'm not saying I would, but like Kool-Aid ain't going up against no top tier receivers. Mm-hmm. So I mean, shoot. Like, I think Kool-Aid could actually have a good rookie year, especially since he's not going up against anybody top tier.
Right. Hey, family, that LSU game should be getting ready to start in a few. Hey, everybody going on over to the Come On In Sports Networks, UST Uneducated Sports Talk with Carlos and PJ, as they will be live streaming the game. I think I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna follow the game on UST. Then I'm gonna check in with Mike too. I'm gonna hop around since
in fact, I gotta leave now because I gotta set that stream up.
All right, well go ahead, Mike, and I'll be in the chat, and if you open up the lines, I'll jump in.
All right, see y'all there.
All right, man, have a good stream.
You too.
All right, family. So yeah, family, that was Hurricane Mike. Hurricane Mike has his own podcast, and he's getting ready to go live now for the USC versus LSU game. Also, Uneducated Sports Talks. Carlos and PJ, they are live right now. Getting you ready. UST, man. Listen, Carlos is one of the best on all the social media, man, of doing play-by-play for football, basketball. He's just any sport, man. He's baseball. The brother's just good. I ain't gotta tell you that. Y'all know that. For those of you who don't know, go on over there and check the brother out. I will be doing that as well. But before we get out of here, man, for those of you who were not aware of it, maybe have just caught wind of the tragic news from yesterday, family, as we had an NFL player, or have an NFL player who's now fighting for his life. Young rookie wide receiver, first round draft choice for the San Francisco 49ers, Ricky Pearsall, was shot in a apparent robbery attempt yesterday in San Francisco. Preliminary reports are that he wrestled the gunman, and in the process he was shot in the chest. But the gunman also suffered some wounds also. It was reported that Pearsall was currently in stable condition. The last that I checked and heard, haven't heard anything else. I know I keep saying man, but just a sad state of times, man. Here's a young man that, hey, this Sunday was supposed to be, his big day, man. Officially, his official first day, first game in the National Football League. And now this young man is in a hospital fighting for his life because of some person who refuses to work for what they need in life and just, want to take something from someone who's worked hard to get where they are. So our thoughts and prayers go out to Ricky Pearsall and his entire loved family, immediate family, loved ones, friends, and teammates, man. Just a sad, and I mean, that's all. What more can you say, family? I mean, it's like, damn. I mean, we can't. And here's what I need everybody to pray. We all need to pray. And when I say this doesn't have anything to do with your nationality. This don't nothing to have to do with your political background or none of that. It's about being a goddamn human being, man. About being a sincere, a good person. About man, we got to pray, man, because this world that we are living in is so. I'm trying not to cuss, man. It's so too much goddamn evil ass stuff going on, man. It just is, man. And as I'm sitting here right now, man, my 6-year-old, 7-year-old is playing in the room right now, man. But I think about those families in Uvalde, Texas, elementary school babies, man, who lost their life because of a coward. Babies, man. All these senseless school shootings. Kids going in high school now, highly disrespecting teachers, attacking teachers. Some of them even turning on their own parents. Yet people want to say that, want to hold you responsible for them when they do something. But when you put hands on their ass, oh, you wrong. Oh, you a bad parent. Man, bullshit. They want to walk around here. They want to try to be grown, think they can talk to you any kind of way. Some of them think they can run up on you. Then turn around, and who the hell do they need? You. And with a straight face, expect you to do something that's going to bring them joy. Come on, man. We got to do better for family. This world, we got to do better. So just pray, man, just pray, man. Just pray for your family, your friends. Pray for your stranger. Pray for the person you don't know. Pray for the person that has done something to harm the upset you. Pray for them, man. Because forgiveness starts with oneself. If you want to be forgiven, we got to forgive others. I ain't say forget. I ain't say forget. I ain't say be a fool. But forgive. And that forgiveness really ain't for them. It's for you. So look, I ain't gonna preach to y'all, man, but man, let's just again keep that young man in our prayers, man. And before we get out of here, man, like Samuel said, family, you already know, hit that like bell, subscribe if it's your first time. Also, set your notification bell because we're back, baby. It is here. This is the week. This is game week. Next Sunday morning, I need everybody set that notification bell because it is here, baby. Year 2 of As the NFL Turns. That's right. We will be live in the building, baby. Live on the air for everyone. As the NFL Turns, the hottest pregame show on all the social media. There it is right there. I'm going to get out the way right quick. Let me get out the way so y'all can see it. See it? There it is. As the NFL Turns, the hottest pregame show on all the social media. Like, subscribe. When you subscribe, I need you to go subscribe, family. Everyone who is here now, if you haven't subscribed, please go over to the Come On In Sports Networks channel and subscribe to that channel. As the NFL Turns is hosted by Zach and Nonfiction, your host of Real Fan Sports. Uneducated Sports Talks, Carlos and PJ and Mr. TJ Tracy. Also, our brand new member. There's a new member to the Come On In Sports Network family. He's the host of Come On In Bills here on the Come On In Sports Network on channel, but he's also the host of I am so sorry. The Stampede. Hold on. I can't do my brother that. Hold on. Jeremy go kill me. Dolph, how you doing? Beware the Stampede, man. I had a brain freeze. So Jeremy will Beware the Stampede and the host of Come On In Bills and one of your hosts of As the NFL Turns will be in the building. Also, the legendary, the one and only Coach Rock will be in the building, baby. He'll be back Sunday mornings with that oatmeal, baby. Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Coach will be in the building. Shout out also from the Hit Zone, Mr. J Hits. He will be in the building with us. And we're going to have some fun this year, man. We're going to try to improve on what we did last year. The show was a success last year. We're getting good feedback right now for it, family. Listen, simply put, it's the best and hottest pregame show on all the social media. And I ain't just saying that, baby. It's the truth. All right, fam, we got some more comments. Latest comment says, and said, prayers for Mr. Pearsall and the family. Yeah, man, God bless that young man. She'll be on. Pelicans Nola's in the house. How you doing? Come on in. I thought I saw my brother in here. Jerry G also prayers up. All right, family. Well, look, family, that's go conclude the show. I'm going to get to this LSU game like you all are. Listen, again, Hurricane Mike, he's going live for the LSU game. Also, Carlos, Uneducated Sports Talk, he is live with play-by-play of the LSU game. Until next time, family, you already know the doors are now open. And like we always do when we get out of here, love and who that. And we out. Keeping it real, who that sports pod, legendary coach Rod, Dolph 17. Let's rock. Who that? Boss kick, black and gold. Let's go. First and goal from the one. Best believe we go punch. Punching in, get them punch. With them Saints, watch us march. Down the field, down your throat. Keeping it real, who that sports. Breaking news, interviews, open lines just for you. Call in, join in.
The comma is sports. Network.